Alzheimer's Research UK is the leading light in dementia research, its causes, diagnosis, prevention, treatment and cure. And we've set ourselves the challenge of bringing about the first life-changing dementia treatment by 2025. It's no easy task though. After all, the human brain is the most complex structure in the universe. But our scientists are committed to decoding it. With your help, we're funding innovative science to spark the bright ideas that will unlock new treatments for dementia. And we're sharing what we discover across the world, so that instead of working on our own, we're creating a global force against the condition. Together, we're driving the conversation about dementia, so people will begin to look at it differently. In the past 50 years, science has put man on the moon. Now it's powering our mission towards a life-changing dementia treatment. And we'll keep going until we've won.
Oh, when I first met Ronnie, I was 14.
And she was brushing her hair at the time. Well, she was gorgeous. She's always been very good at holding her feelings back. But I've known Olive too long not to realise that it is something that's eating away at her.
January, 4 years passed. I noticed my mental arithmetic was starting to go. And I was always very, very good at mental arithmetic. That's why I thought it was time to go and see the doctor. And he told me that I had vascular dementia. Well, I didn't really know what that was at the time. From my understanding is that your brain will die, but not in a specific order. So you don't know what you're going to lose next. You just have to wait and see.
Alzheimer's is the commonest form of dementia. It causes a progressive loss of independence through memory changes. It goes from quite subtle forgetfulness all the way through to the end stage of Alzheimer's disease, where actually people have difficulty eating and drinking. They need 24-hour care. That is the sad reality. As the disease progresses, the brain shrinks. The grooves and the dips within the brain get bigger. So your brain occupies less space, and that space gets filled with fluid. We've just discovered the tip of the iceberg with regards to Alzheimer's research, and everything is there to be discovered. We're still finding out new things on a daily basis, and it's a fast-moving, fast-paced field that has the potential to affect millions of people.
Now, I wanted to ask your help. As a long-standing supporter of Alzheimer's Research UK, I have a little something I'd love to say. Now more than ever, as you can imagine, dementia research needs our backing. And sadly, critical progress is vitally at stake at the moment. Because like many charities, Alzheimer's Research UK is predicting a real drop in support for its work because of the COVID-19 crisis. We think perhaps up to 45% of a drop, which is more than considerable. And that in turn will leave less money to fund pioneering research. But Alzheimer's Research UK is absolutely committed to redoubling their efforts once we're all able to come back together. Personally, I do still retain real optimism that with the support of the public, with people like yourselves, things can change, and change rapidly. Alzheimer's Research UK is focused on overcoming dementia so that future generations will only be reading about diseases like Alzheimer's as much as we read about the bubonic plague and smallpox. They won't be experiencing them as so many of us do and have, and might still in the short term. Now, if you're in a position to make a donation, please do. This link should be appearing on your screens now. And thanks to fellow Alzheimer's Research UK supporters Mattioli Woods, the first £15,000 from your donations will be match funded, which is great news. Enjoy the quiz.
Alzheimer's Research UK is the leading light in dementia research, its causes, diagnosis, prevention, treatment and cure. And we've set ourselves the challenge of bringing about the first life-changing dementia treatment by 2025. It's no easy task though. After all, the human brain is the most complex structure in the universe. But our scientists are committed to decoding it. With your help, we're funding innovative science to spark the bright ideas that will unlock new treatments for dementia. And we're sharing what we discover across the world, so that instead of working on our own, we're creating a global force against the condition. Together, we're driving the conversation about dementia, so people will begin to look at it differently. In the past 50 years, science has put man on the moon. Now it's powering our mission towards a life-changing dementia treatment. And we'll keep going until we've won.
Oh, when I first met Ronnie, I was 14.
And she was brushing her hair at the time. Well, she was gorgeous. She's always been very good at holding her feelings back. But I've known Olive too long not to realise that it is something that's eating away at her.
January 4 years past, I noticed my mental arithmetic was starting to go. And I was always very, very good at mental arithmetic. That's why I thought it was time to go and see the doctor. And he told me that I had vascular dementia. Well, I didn't really know what that was at the time. From my understanding is that your brain will die, but not in a specific order. So you don't know what you're going to lose next. You just have to wait and see.
Alzheimer's is the commonest form of dementia. It causes a progressive loss of independence through memory changes. It goes from quite subtle forgetfulness all the way through to the end stage of Alzheimer's disease, where actually people have difficulty eating and drinking. They need 24-hour care. That is the sad reality. As the disease progresses, the brain shrinks. The grooves and the dips within the brain get bigger. So your brain occupies less space, and that space gets filled with fluid. We've just discovered the tip of the iceberg with regards to Alzheimer's research, and everything is there to be discovered. We're still finding out new things on a daily basis, and it's a fast-moving, fast-paced field that has the potential to affect millions of people.
Now, I wanted to ask your help. As a long-standing supporter of Alzheimer's Research UK, I have a little something I'd love to say. Now more than ever, as you can imagine, dementia research needs our backing. And sadly, critical progress is vitally at stake at the moment. Because like many charities, Alzheimer's Research UK is predicting a real drop in support for its work because of the COVID-19 crisis. We think perhaps up to 45% of a drop, which is more than considerable. And that in turn will leave less money to fund pioneering research. But Alzheimer's Research UK is absolutely committed to redoubling their efforts once we're all able to come back together. Personally, I do still retain real optimism that with the support of the public, with people like yourselves, things can change and change rapidly. Alzheimer's Research UK is focused on overcoming dementia so that future generations will only be reading about diseases like Alzheimer's as much as we read about the bubonic plague and smallpox. They won't be experiencing them as so many of us do and have, and might still in the short term. Now, if you're in a position to make a donation, please do. This link should be appearing on your screens now. And thanks to fellow Alzheimer's Research UK supporters Mattioli Woods, the first £15,000 from your donations will be match funded, which is great news. Enjoy the quiz.
Alzheimer's Research UK is the leading light in dementia research, its causes, diagnosis, prevention, treatment and cure. And we've set ourselves the challenge of bringing about the first life-changing dementia treatment by 2025. It's no easy task though. After all, the human brain is the most complex structure in the universe. But our scientists are committed to decoding it. With your help, we're funding innovative science to spark the bright ideas that will unlock new treatments for dementia. And we're sharing what we discover across the world, so that instead of working on our own, we're creating a global force against the condition. Together, we're driving the conversation about dementia, so people will begin to look at it differently. In the past 50 years, science has put man on the moon. Now it's powering our mission towards a life-changing dementia treatment. And we'll keep going until we've won.
Oh, when I first met Ronnie, I was 14.
And she was brushing her hair at the time. Well, she was gorgeous. She's always been very good at holding her feelings back. But I've known Olive too long not to realise that it is something that's eating away at her.
January, 4 years passed. I noticed my mental arithmetic was starting to go. And I was always very, very good at mental arithmetic. That's why I thought it was time to go and see the doctor. And he told me that I had vascular dementia. Well, I didn't really know what that was at the time. From my understanding is that your brain will die, but not in a specific order. So you don't know what you're going to lose next. You just have to wait and see.
Alzheimer's is the commonest form of dementia. It causes a progressive loss of independence through memory changes. It goes from quite subtle forgetfulness all the way through to the end stage of Alzheimer's disease, where actually people have difficulty eating and drinking. They need 24-hour care. That is the sad reality. As the disease progresses, the brain shrinks. The grooves and the dips within the brain get bigger. So your brain occupies less space, and that space gets filled with fluid. We've just discovered the tip of the iceberg with regards to Alzheimer's research, and everything is there to be discovered. We're still finding out new things on a daily basis, and it's a fast-moving, fast-paced field that has the potential to affect millions of people.
Now, I wanted to ask your help. As a long-standing supporter of Alzheimer's Research UK, I have a little something I'd love to say. Now more than ever, as you can imagine, dementia research needs our backing. And sadly, critical progress is vitally at stake at the moment. Because like many charities, Alzheimer's Research UK is predicting a real drop in support for its work because of the COVID-19 crisis. We think perhaps up to 45% of a drop, which is more than considerable. And that in turn will leave less money to fund pioneering research. But Alzheimer's Research UK is absolutely committed to redoubling their efforts once we're all able to come back together. Personally, I do still retain real optimism that with the support of the public, with people like yourselves, things can change, and change rapidly. Alzheimer's Research UK is focused on overcoming dementia so that future generations will only be reading about diseases like Alzheimer's, much as we read about the bubonic plague and smallpox. They won't be experiencing them as so many of us do and have, and might still in the short term. Now, if you're in a position to make a donation, please do. This link should be appearing on your screens now. And thanks to fellow Alzheimer's Research UK supporters Mattioli Woods, the first £15,000 from your donations will be match funded, which is great news. Enjoy the quiz.
Good evening, everyone. How are we all? Welcome everyone along to the Virtual Pub Quiz channel. If I look like a rabbit in the headlights tonight, it is because genuinely I am. This is week 8, and of all of the weeks and everything we've done and everything that's happened, this last 48 hours have just been incredibly surreal. But you know, enough of, you know, we'll come on to a bit about all of that later on. But welcome along if you are new. Tonight it's a little bit different from what we've normally done. In terms of quiz is exactly the same as it is. We've just got a special guest popping along. But in terms of everything else, we're in association with Alzheimer's Research UK tonight. Couldn't be happier to be working with them, and judging by, and I was just looking, it was just waiting for it to load in the background as I came on air. Your donations already it's just crossed over nearly £18,000 already. And that the first 15,000 is being match funded by Mattioli Woods. So thank you for your incredible support for Alzheimer's Research UK. I know the guys back there will be absolutely delighted with the support that you've shown. So but yeah, good evening, welcome along. So for those of you who are new, and I was watching some of the live chat while the Alzheimer's research videos were playing, so a lot of you are new. Welcome. My name's Jay and I'm the host of this chaos, this madness, this viral entity that we have in front of ourselves. So the way it works is very simple. I come along now, have a bit of a chat with you, make sure everything's working, make sure you can all hear me, hence why I've got the earpiece in, because we've had a few audio issues over the last few weeks, but it's all sorted. This way I know what's going on. And we break for the clap for the carers and NHS at just before 8 o'clock, so I'll put a hold screen up, and then we come back, go through a few bits and pieces. I'll talk a little bit more about Alzheimer's Research UK, and then we get into the quiz, and it starts about 8:15 tonight. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for playing along tonight. You don't need anything more than a pen and a bit of paper. There's 50 questions in total tonight. There is there's at least 2 general knowledge rounds tonight, which is great. It's slightly different, but you know, there's still some of the rounds that you know and love, so they'll be along. Thank you so much. I don't want to go on about it, but thank you. If you've been on the Facebook page, you'll know. Thank you so much for your messages today. The Facebook page has gone mad, so thank you very much for your messages with regards to that. But it's not about me tonight, it's about Alzheimer's Research UK. They're the ones that we're focusing on this evening, so you know, thank you very much for your support. How are you all doing? Hope everyone is well. It's been a beautiful day today up here in the northwest of our fine country that we all live in. So yeah, it's been a very good day today. Yeah, I am genuinely like a rabbit in the headlights for these last 48 hours. It's been crazy, but you know, thank you. Like I say, if you are joining us new for the first time, I'm just me. This is it. This is me. It is genuinely nothing more than the average sort of person just asking you 50 trivia questions. Although I'm not asking 20 of them tonight. So yeah. I've just seen someone saying this was a challenge I had tonight with shirts and stuff, because for some reason I've gone down the checkered shirt route, and Alex, who is standing by on social media as always, see if I get this right, the hashtag there, if you use that on all the social media, he will start trying to share as much as he can across Twitter and across Instagram. So all the links are down below. I'm getting better at this. All the links are down there. So you've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Alzheimer's Research's Just Giving page, which a lot of you have already found, as I've seen. So all the links that you need down there. Just to clarify something, Alex is real, by the way. A lot of people have sort of been asking me, is he just a figment of my imagination? No, he is real, honestly, and you will see him in a few weeks' time. Yeah, he is genuinely real. Otherwise, I've been having phone conversations with myself for the last few weeks. But yeah, so he'll be retweeting everything. I say the Alzheimer's link is down there below as well. So yeah, thank you very much for your support as well. As always. I still can't get used to this. This is 8 weeks, or week 8. It's only not even been that long. I think it's 8 weeks since we came up with the idea. So Right, let's just go to that one. So Alex is standing by. He's very pleased with me this week because he's been pecking my head for a couple of weeks about having the hashtag, and it. Hang on, try and get me there, down there. So he's got it on screen now. There you go. You've got it, Alex. But yeah, no, we do love it, and you know, Thursday nights we tend to always be trending as well on Twitter, which is great to see. So yeah, thank you very much for joining along with us. But yeah, all you need, pen and paper, and we'll ask for your scores a bit later on. Yes, gin is at hand, don't worry, and I have put some ice in tonight. I know a lot. I've stopped short of the fruits because I've not bought. I know a lot of you are saying, you know, you need to put some fruit in it and stuff, but I don't drink that much gin all the way through the week, so it only go to waste. But I'm quite happily drink the gin; it's not a problem. So, right, so we've got probably about 7:55. So about 3 more minutes, and we'll 3 more minutes. Sorry, Alex has just said, yeah. Finally, the hashtag. So we've got about 3 more minutes. I'll put the whole screen up, we'll go out for the clap, and then I'll get more into the quiz, talk a little bit more about the Alzheimer's Research UK. I'm assuming that figure that's just gone through the screen is probably right. Yeah, 20,000 Alzheimer's Research UK are here and commenting in the live chat. Hi guys, from the social media team at Alzheimer's Research UK. Evening. So I knew they'd be on board. They'll keep us updated, which will save me a job of flipping between screens. But yeah, so thank you very much for your support. Oh yeah, shirts, that's what I was talking about. I knew it was something. Yeah, it sort of followed this pattern of checkered shirts and stuff, which I've got some plain sort of boring ones. But yeah, there's been some. Alex sent me a picture from Twitter of people who wanted to dress up as me, so everyone was wearing a checkered shirt, which is great. I quite like that idea. Maybe we'll have to do that, you know, everyone wears a silly hat one week or something like that. So good evening if you are just joining us. The numbers are jumping up at rapid speed, so good evening. Welcome along to the Virtual Pub Quiz channel on this Thursday evening. Week 8 for us, but it is the first week at the Alzheimer's Research. We've been supporting them all week, so welcome along to Alzheimer's Research and all of their supporters and everyone who works for them. And as you've probably seen, as this gentleman wants to ask you a few questions in the quiz later, goes by the name of Mr. Stephen Fry. So he will be along with us later on to ask some of the questions to you in the quiz. So thank you very much for joining us. We've got about another minute or so, and I will break so that we can all go and enjoy, as always, the clap for the carers and key workers and NHS at 8 o'clock. I nearly overran last week, so I'm not going to make that mistake tonight. I'm going to go a little bit earlier. So thank you very much for joining us. We will break, and then we'll be back 15 minutes after, run into the quiz, tell you how it properly works, go through some of the rounds if I can remember them, and we'll get you up and running. Quiz will start at 8:15, there or thereabouts. So, train's going by. They live right by the train line, so it gets picked up on every microphone. So, right. So about another, I'm just trying to pick out some of the messages, but it's going way too fast as usual. I was going to put slow mode on, and I tried doing it in the beginning, and then there was no messages, so I just thought I'd turn it off. So yeah, it's been a great week. Hope you've all had a very, very good week. It's been non-stop over here. Oh, thanks, Laura. My friend Laura's watching, said she could have loaned me a lemon. Thank you. Appreciate that. Right. Okay, I'm going to pause now so that we don't, because some of you I know live a bit of distance to try and get outside. So I will be back with you after the clap for the key workers, carers and NHS. I will see you shortly. Oh, that's the wrong one. That mouse J, there we go. I will see you shortly after this. Good evening and welcome back. Sorry, got slightly distracted clapping along with the mother-in-law who lives just across from me. Welcome back. As always, I don't know what it was like around your area. I've seen all the videos and stuff from different areas. As always, everyone was out sort of around our area here in Darwin. It's always great to hear. Right, I've got some breaking news before I go much further. I have some breaking news, and this is with regards to Alzheimer's research. If you probably saw on the video before, the quiz started tonight. So Mattioli Woods were match funding everyone's donation up to £15,000. They have just sent a message through to say that they are now match funding up to £25,000 of your donations. So I'm looking at it now. I'm on the screen now, so it's at £23,000 already. So they are going to match fund every donation up to £25,000. So massive thank you to Mattioli Woods for supporting Alzheimer's Research UK and getting involved with that. So thank you so much to them for doing that. That's absolutely superb of them. When Stephen Fry's got a video in the break, and he does, obviously he's pre-recorded that video, he'll mention Mattioli Woods and say that it's 15,000, but yeah, it is £25,000 that they're now match funding to. So thank you very much to them. So welcome along. Good evening. Welcome to the Virtual Pub Quiz channel. If you are new, welcome, and you are very welcome to this lovely community that we have of people who watch on a Thursday night. Tonight, as I said, it's in association with, or in partnership with Alzheimer's Research UK, who we're fundraising for tonight. So all of our social links, the hashtag that we always use, and all of the live quizzes, and all of the links, and their Just Giving link is just down below in the description. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are new, it is very simple how this works, and it's not difficult. All you need to do is just grab yourselves a pen and a bit of paper. We start at 8:15. We've got 50 questions across different... Oh, nearly lost my arm then. We've got 50 questions across different categories, and all you need to do is just answer the questions. We'll give you the answers, and that's it. Put your phones to one side. No need to, if you don't cheat, you never know when, a lot of people have said they've been learning some interesting facts that they didn't know, and you never know that when the pubs are open, you might be sat at a pub quiz and you need just 1 point to win, and a question that you didn't know in here, you might just end up with the answer in one of those quizzes. So yeah, you'd only be cheating yourselves. So put the phones away, don't Google it, and away you go. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. I do have a couple of things I need to sort of just go through as well. Firstly, I just want to say, I did mention it on Saturday night's quiz, but I've found out, and I've spoken to him this afternoon. So my former boss Mike from Chorley Group, I'm glad to know you're on the mend. Stay safe out there. Really pleased to be able to speak to you earlier. And everyone, my former employer, from a year or so ago, 18 months ago at the Chorley Group, I believe the whole team, everyone is playing along tonight. So good evening to all of you. Hope you're all well, and when this madness is over, I will, and we're allowed to come outside again properly, I'll get myself up to Burnley and come and see you all up there. So it's nice to speak to some of you during the week, so thank you very much for all your messages as well. I will come and see you when this is all over, and come and have a catch up and a brew, and we can chew the fat as we used to. So nice to hear from all of you. I've spoken about Mattioli Woods. I will mention them again tonight later on, but I do want to say a massive thanks to, and I'm hoping they're in here now, John and Becca. They reached out to Alex through Twitter, sent him a message, and they said they wanted to send something to me, which I don't know how to handle that kind of thing. It's not something I'm ever used to, people wanting to do stuff. You probably saw that with the Patreon, etc. a few weeks ago, but they've sent me, and I've ended up wrapping it wrong, but they've sent me this absolutely beautiful glass, which I'm not using tonight, but it's engraved and everything, and it's a proper gin glass, and I picked it up from where we've got, I've sort of got some parcels can be delivered to, and it was absolutely, it's beautiful. So John and Becca, who reached out through Twitter, thank you so much. It's a lovely gesture. Really was a lovely gesture. It caught me off guard. I know Alex sort of dealt with it through Twitter, so thank you very much. It's really appreciated, and I'll be using that from Saturday. But I didn't want to sort of use it too. I want to use it, but then I don't want to use it. It looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, massive thank you to those for that. So hopefully you're here and hopefully you've heard that. But yeah, welcome along. Good evening. We'll get started in about 8 minutes time. And as you may have heard through the grapevine, which is why probably a reason that a lot of you are here, along with a quiz, the wonder that is Mr. Stephen Fry will be here later on to ask 20 of the 50 questions in our quiz tonight, which is great. It's absolutely great that he's got involved with Alzheimer's Research UK, who your fundraising efforts, and do you know what, I knew that the community that's been created out of this through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram, you know, all the messages and everything that you guys do, and the emails and the Patreon, and it's just every sort of all the messages and everything. You guys are just brilliant. You're just absolutely brilliant. It's just crossed over £25,000, which Mattioli Woods matching that £25,000. So essentially, we're at £50,000 already for Alzheimer's Research UK tonight. So thank you so much. If you haven't had a look, the link and everything is down below. And like I said before, we went for the clap for the NHS. Alex, who is real, he is real. You'll see him in a few weeks. But he's pleased that he's got that way. He's pleased that he's got his hashtag on the screen. I call it his hashtag because he was the one who came up with the concept and idea of hashtag. If you were here for the first ever quiz, you'll know it was a bit. It was fun, but it was a bit sort of hit and miss with certain things, and he's really helped tidy everything up. So. But I've got to say a massive thanks to the guys at Alzheimer's Research UK who have been brilliant to work with this week. Anything we've asked from them and vice versa, we've managed to put together, and you know, they've managed to put the great videos together that you saw at the beginning, and also that you'll see you know, sort of briefly in the break as well. And yes, a massive thanks to the guys and the team, and you know what, everyone's name apart from one's escaped me, but I'll name check Lloyd. So thank you, Lloyd, for everything you've done helping us put this together this week. And to the rest of them, guys, I'm really sorry, names have gone out of my head, and this is why I should write everything down, but you know who you are at Alzheimer's Research UK, so thank you so much for helping us make this possible this evening. For those of you who have been with us all the way through these weeks, you know, there's always a technical drama of some description. This has been a technical nightmare that I have been a couple of sleepless nights, and but hope, you know, everything seems to be good. So welcome along. We'll get started in about 5 minutes time. Yeah, 50 rounds. Now, it was trending on Saturday night. Dingbats. There's no dingbats tonight. It will be back on Saturday, and then every quiz going forward. So picture rounds remain, so there is a picture round in tonight. And yes, so dingbats will return from Saturday night's quiz, and everyone going forward after that. So yeah, it just won't be tonight. And I'll explain it better as well. That's why I think why it was trending on Twitter on Saturday night, because some people didn't really know how dingbats worked. But yeah, so that will be back in on Saturday. I can't keep up with the live chat, I'm afraid, so I will just say a general, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday, hope you've had a good day. If it's your wedding anniversary, hope your wedding anniversary's gone well, and if someone's trying to propose to someone else, that person wants to propose to you. There you go, I think that's covered everyone. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look. No, it's going way too fast, way too fast. Yeah, so yeah, Stephen Fry will be along. He is asking 20 questions in the quiz tonight. I've seen very few comments just sliding through about stuff that's been going on with us today. Guinness World Record as well. Yeah, I've seen that go through. Hold on that. Yeah, I have got some news on that, but that'll be a bit later on. So yeah, so hold on the Guinness news front. Yep, still trying to catch. No, that's going way too fast. Yeah, so we'll get started in about 3 minutes time. So as usual at this point, if you need to get yourself a drink from your virtual bars, i.e. your fridges or your cupboards, now is the moment to do it. If you've just joined us, all you need is a pen and a bit of paper, and we'll ask the questions, you write down the answers, we'll give them to you, you mark them, everybody's happy. So that's all you need to do to play the quiz tonight. There's 134,000 of you with us. Good evening to every one of you. Thank you for joining us in this strange and weird times, but we're glad to have you here. Trying to gently open the door. Right, so we'll get going in about 3 minutes time. At that point I will disable the live chat because we made that mistake on week 1. We don't want people putting the answers into the chat. It ruined it for everyone, so the live chat will be disabled in about 2 minutes time when we get started. So this is your 2-minute warning. Grab your pens, grab your paper, grab your drinks, get yourselves lined up, ready to go against your families, and don't forget, let us know how you're getting on. Hashtag's there. I'll get that right one day. Hashtag's just below to let us know how you're getting on. Alex is standing by on Twitter and on Instagram. The only one that's not monitored, and we're working on that, but Facebook isn't monitored during the quiz because it's only me who's got access to that, and Alex has as well, but he's enough on his hands with Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, so if you want to get to us, I've just done it. You want a 20-second delay, Alex? So yeah, if you do want to let us know how you're getting on, your best bet is on Twitter and Instagram to let us know. Right, 1 minute to go and we will get this quiz off and running. I know you're all keen to see Mr. Stephen Fry. He is waiting and ready. Get rid of that, and that one. Okie dokie. So grab your drinks from the bar. Let's get you sorted. Let's get that one ready to go. Live chat. That one off. Right. So 30 seconds and we'll get this off and running. We'll kick off with entertainment, then we've got a general knowledge round, a picture round, and then we will take a break. So 30 questions to get you going. And I'm going to turn the live chat off now. Excuse me. Tiny bit of a sore throat at the moment. Okay, so live chat's gone. We're going to ask the first question in about 10 seconds. Okay, so here we go then. Week 8 in association with Alzheimer's Research UK. Here we go. Question 1. So your entertainment round starts with this. Krusty the Clown, Ned Flanders and Mo Sislak are characters in which TV show? So Krusty the Clown, Ned Flanders and Mo Sislak are characters in which TV show? Number 2. Sean Bean played which character in Game of Thrones? So Sean Bean played which character in Game of Thrones? Number 3. Nothing in this game for 2 in a bed is a Jim Bowen catchphrase from which TV game show? So nothing in this game for 2 in a bed is a Jim Bowen catchphrase from which TV game show? Number 4. Which TV sitcom is set in Whitbury Newtown Leisure Centre? So which TV sitcom is set in Whitbury Newtown Leisure Centre? Question 5. Who wanted single ladies to put a ring on it in 2008? So who wanted single ladies to put a ring on it in 2008? I can't do that, I'll end up having to sing as well. Number 6. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Is the opening lines to which Katy Perry hit? So do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind and wanting to start again? Is the opening lines to which Katy Perry hit? Number 7. Leonard Skinner sung about sweet home where? So Leonard Skinner sung about sweet home where? Number 8. Nicolas Cage, John Cusack and John Malkovich star, I meant to change that as well, star in which 1997 blockbuster set on board an aeroplane? So Nicolas Cage, John Malkovich and John Cusack star in which 1997 blockbuster set on board an aeroplane? And I saw that spelling mistake earlier and I meant to change it. There you go. There's my mistake of the evening. Who had 820 in the sweepstake? Number 9. Gizmo was a cute and cuddly creature in which 80s movie? So Gizmo was a cute and cuddly creature in which 80s movie? And finally then, number 10. You Can't Handle the Truth was shouted by Jack Nicholson in which movie? Not to be confused with Jack Nicklaus the golfer. So You Can't Handle the Truth was shouted by Jack Nicholson in which movie? Okay, so that is the first 10 questions of the quiz tonight. That is your entertainment round. You've got a general knowledge round coming straight up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the national treasure that is Stephen Fry.
Thank you, Jay. You are a marvel. Now, ladies and gents, it's round 2, general knowledge, or as the Jester likes to put it, gibberal knowledge. So let's start. Sharpen your wits and your pencils, whatever else, and prepare for question 1. Which of America's states comes first alphabetically? Which of America's states comes first alphabetically? Have a think about that. Giving you a little time. That's Beethoven, in case you wondered. Reckon you've had enough time. Question 2. In which UK city would you find the mathematical bridge? In which UK city would you find the mathematical bridge? It's interesting. Not quite sure whether I should be pulling a face, looking serious, looking away, looking down, looking at my watch. I reckon that's probably enough time. Question 3. Which country used to be known as Ceylon? Which country used to be known as Ceylon? Ceylon. Ceylon. There you are. Think about that. I'll give you 15 seconds from now. My hair's growing so long as yours. Don't know what to do about that. Don't trust my husband to cut it. Well, I trust him more than I trust myself. Or most other people, really, but I don't want to put him to any trouble. Right, okay, question 4. Which is the world's smallest ocean? Which is the world's...
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, that was Siri doesn't understand. That's hilarious. Which is the world's smallest ocean? Shut up, Siri. Do you get that? Bloody thing. I've got a male Siri. I should have a female Siri. It'd be less annoying. Okay. So actually I might just turn Siri off while you're thinking about which of the world's oceans is the smallest. There we go. Okay, question 5. Question 5. Who is famous for leading the suffragettes in Britain? Who was the suffragettes' leader in Britain? The name. Okay, think about that one. It's very bright earlier on, but it's got a little bit darker. Soon be at the longest day, won't we? Amazing how quickly the time has gone, given the circumstances. Okay, question 6, everybody, if you're ready. Question 6. J.K. Rowling published the first Harry Potter novel in which year? That's J.K. Rowling, never Rowling, published the first Harry Potter novel in which year? I remember it well for very particular reasons. So, what year was it? Which year was it? Some of you know? Guessing? Okie dokie then. It's time for question 7. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean? Name the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Yes, we could add seconds, couldn't we? Turn my glasses on while you're thinking. Oh. That's quite funny. It's not recognising my fingerprint because I cut my finger on a mandolin. You don't need to know that. But anyway. Good. Good. So it's time for question 8. Question 8. Who discovered penicillin? There you are. If that isn't a quiz favourite, I don't know what is. Now, number 8. Who discovered penicillin? I'm going to guess that most of you know that. I'm going to guess that. Yeah, mandolin. I don't mean the musical instrument. I mean the slicing thing. Oh, stupid on me. You know, you can never get that time back. That 1 second when you just, finger slips the blade. Could have lost my finger. Well, no, I couldn't. I could have lost my fingertip. Shut up, Stephen. Right. Question 9. Just 2 left in this round. Question 9. On the periodic table, what is the symbol for potassium? How do you render potassium? How do you write down potassium as a symbol, well, you know, they're abbreviations, whatever you want to call them. Symbol is as good a word as any for potassium. What is it on the periodic table? And in chemical formulae, how would you write potassium? There we go. I'll give you another 7 seconds. All having a good whisper amongst each other. And now we're ready for the last question of this round. It's question 10. Alan Turing and the codebreakers of Bletchley Park cracked what World War II code? What was the name of the code that Alan Turing and the codebreakers of Bletchley Park cracked, deciphered, solved? What was it? That's your 10th question and your last question for this round. I'll give you 10 more seconds. There we go. Right, well, that's the end of that round, ladies and gentlemen. So now I shall pass you back to Prime Minister Quisling himself. Take it away, Jay.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Prime Minister Quisling. That'll stick. Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen, for the first 10. That's absolutely wonderful. He will be back later with a short message, and he will be back with 10 more questions later on. Right, round 3 is a sort of geography round. I did this once, quite a few times actually, in one of the quizzes that I used to run in a pub. And I'm not going to do it tonight, but I used to sort of say it was while I was on my travels and sort of made it out that I'd gone and taken all these photos in these exotic places. But that would be really wrong of me to sort of suggest that right now. So I'll go through them all individually, so it will be a case of name each one. So firstly, number 1, name the US city. So name the US city. Give you a little bit more time on the pictures. Number 2. Name the city for number 2. Name the city for number 2. Number 3. Again, name the city. So again, name the city for number 3. Number 4. Again, name the city. Number 5. Again, name the city. Number 6. Again, name. They're not all name the city, by the way. I'm just trying to remember which ones they were. But yeah, so number 6, name the city. Number 7, name the city. I did do this picture round at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm now starting to wonder if I did put a country and a principality in, but we'll soon find out. I'm sure I did. So yeah, number 7, name the city. There we go. Number 8, excuse me, name the country. So name the country. That's where 2 of my very good friends met. They're still together now. So name the country for number 8. Number 9, number 9, name the city again. So name the city. And finally then, number 10 for part 1. Name the principality. So name the principality. Okay, so that's the end of part 1 of the quiz for this evening. So we're going to take a short break and just let you mull over your answers, etc. So there's a short video from Alzheimer's Research UK, who are our partners this evening, who we're fundraising for. Because of your incredible efforts so far, they are just over £33,000. That's not including the funds from Mattioli Woods, who said they match fund up to £25,000 of the first £25,000. So it's an incredible sum of money for them. So thank you so much. But Stephen is going to be with you now. He's just going to have a short conversation with you, and then we'll put there'll just be a few short videos from Alzheimer's Research UK. If you do need any of the questions repeating, if you head on over to Twitter and to Instagram, the pictures and everything will be over there. And if you want to let us know how you're getting on, let us know everything, the hashtag's just there. I will see you shortly after this break, and we will go through the answers.
Now, before you head off to the loo or to raid the snack cupboard, I wanted to ask your help. So do just stay for a second. As a long-standing supporter of Alzheimer's Research UK, I have a little something I'd love to say. Now more than ever, as you can imagine, dementia research needs our backing. And sadly, critical progress is vitally at stake at the moment. Because like many charities, Alzheimer's Research UK is predicting a real drop in support for its work because of the COVID-19 crisis. We think perhaps up to 45% of a drop, which is more than considerable. And that in turn will leave less money to fund pioneering research. But Alzheimer's Research UK is absolutely committed to redoubling their efforts once we're all able to come back together. Personally, I do still retain real optimism that with the support of the public, with people like yourselves, things can change and change rapidly. Alzheimer's Research UK is focused on overcoming dementia so that future generations will only be reading about diseases like Alzheimer's, much as we read about the bubonic plague and smallpox. They won't be experiencing them as so many of us do and have and might still in the short term. Now, if you're in a position to make a donation, please do. This link should be appearing on your screens now. And thanks to fellow Alzheimer's Research UK supporters Mattioli Woods, the first £15,000 from your donations will be match funded, which is great news. So thank you again from me, from Jay, and especially from Alzheimer's Research UK for your support. It means the world. Enjoy the rest of the quiz.
Alzheimer's Research UK is the leading light in dementia research, its causes, diagnosis, prevention, treatment and cure. And we've set ourselves the challenge of bringing about the first life-changing dementia treatment by 2025. It's no easy task though. After all, the human brain is the most complex structure in the universe. But our scientists are committed to decoding it. With your help, we're funding innovative science to spark the bright ideas that will unlock new treatments for dementia. And we're sharing what we discover across the world, so that instead of working on our own, we're creating a global force against the condition. Together, we're driving the conversation about dementia, so people will begin to look at it differently. In the past 50 years, science has put man on the moon. Now it's powering our mission towards a life-changing dementia treatment. And we'll keep going until we've won.
Oh, when I first met Ronnie, I was 14.
And she was brushing her hair at the time. Well, she was gorgeous. She's always been very good at holding her feelings back. But I've known Olive too long not to realise that it is something that's eating away at her.
January, 4 years passed. I noticed my mental arithmetic was starting to go. And I was always very, very good at mental arithmetic. That's why I thought it was time to go and see the doctor. And he told me that I had vascular dementia. Well, I didn't really know what that was at the time. From my understanding is that your brain will die, but not in a specific order. So you don't know what you're going to lose next. You just have to wait and see.
Alzheimer's is the commonest form of dementia. It causes a progressive loss of independence through memory changes. It goes from quite subtle forgetfulness all the way through to the end stage of Alzheimer's disease, where actually people have difficulty eating and drinking. They need 24-hour care. That is the sad reality. As the disease progresses, the brain shrinks. The grooves and the dips within the brain get bigger. So your brain occupies less space, and that space gets filled with fluid. We've just discovered the tip of the iceberg with regards to Alzheimer's research, and everything is there to be discovered. We're still finding out new things on a daily basis, and it's a fast-moving, fast-paced field that has the potential to affect millions of people.
Hello, if you can, please support Alzheimer's Research UK during this very difficult time. With your help, the charity can continue in its mission of finding a life-changing treatment for dementia. Just visit the donation page below or click the link in the stream description. Thank you.
Oh, okay, welcome back everyone. Hope you've all, I'll give you another couple of minutes anyway. Excuse me, I thought I got my voice back then, I haven't. Yes, welcome back. Thank you again very much to Stephen for his video there, and obviously Alzheimer's Research UK for putting together the videos that they've put together to show what it means to them, that the fundraising that you guys are all doing. We are just short of £48,000, and that doesn't include the incredible amount that Mattioli Woods have match funded with the first £25,000, so we're actually closer to £75,000, which is an incredible amount from you guys. And when we were talking about it during the week with the guys at Alzheimer's Research UK, I said that the community that we've got, you know, they if they can donate, they will. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for them, for Alzheimer's Research UK. So I'll give you another minute, just if you need to check any other answers over, and then we'll go through them. So we've obviously got 30 questions, 30 answers to give you. I'll give you the first 10, and then we'll bring Stephen back for the second 10 to give you the answers to his questions, and then I'll give you the answers to your geography round, and then we'll go straight into rounds 4 and 5 after that. So I'm going to have a sip of gin. Oh, my ice has melted. Before anyone says anything, I know ice melts. It's just that melted quicker than I thought. Excuse me, I need to try and find my voice. Okie dokie. Right, so let's transition. Let's get you some answers then. So we start with entertainment then. Pens at the ready? Here we go. So round 1. Krusty the Clown, Ned Flanders and Mo Sizlak are characters in which TV show? They are characters in The Simpsons. Number 2. Sean Bean played which character in Game of Thrones? It was Eddard Ned Stark. Number 3, nothing in this game for 2 in a bed is a Jim Bowen catchphrase from which TV game show? It was Bullseye. Number 4, which TV sitcom was set in Whitbury Newtown Leisure Centre? It was The British Empire. Number 5, who wanted Single Ladies to put a ring on it in 2008? It was, of course, Beyonce. No, I won't do that. Number 6, do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind wanting to start again? Is the opening lines to which Katy Perry hit It Was Firework. Number 7, Leonard Skinner sung about Sweet Home Where? It was Alabama. Number 8, Nicolas Cage, John Cusack and John Malkovich starred in which 1997 blockbuster set on board an aeroplane? It was, of course, Con Air. Number 9, Gizmo was a cute and cuddly creature. Just don't feed him after midnight. Cuddly creature in which 80s movie? It was Gremlins. And finally, number 10, You Can't Handle the Truth was shouted by Jack Nicholson, not Nicholas, in which movie? It was A Few Good Men. Right, let's hand it back then for the answers to round 2 to the absolutely amazing Mr. Stephen Fry.
And thank you once again, Jay. And now it's time for the answers to the general knowledge round 2, that is. And the first question was, which of America's 50 states comes first alphabetically? And the answer, as many of you knew or worked out, is Alabama. Alabama, just before Alaska, of course. Alabama. And number 2, in which UK city would you find the mathematical bridge? Well, I knew the answer to this one because, well, I didn't set the question, but it's Cambridge, and not only Cambridge, it's my old college, Queen's College, Cambridge. The mathematical bridge, it's that wooden bridge with the one, anyway, you don't need to say that. But if you've got Cambridge, you got the answer right. Number 3, which country used to be known as Ceylon? And the answer to that was Sri Lanka. You may know before Ceylon, it was known as Serendip. We get our word serendipity from that, interestingly. So, question 4, the world's smallest ocean is the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean, smallest. Now, famous for leading the suffragettes in Britain, the first name might have confused. Some people might have said Christabel, but no, it's Emmeline. Emmeline Pankhurst is the answer. Emmeline. E-double-M-E-L-I-N-E. Emmeline. Hope you got that. Number 6, J.K. Rowling. The year of the publication of the first Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was 1997. Did you get that? Can you imagine how long ago that was now? It's insane. 23. It'll be a quarter of a century before long. How well I remember it. It was the only book she'd written, and I was asked if I'd do an audiobook, and watching that rise up. Anyway, stop it, Stephen. 7 is the next question, I think. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, was the question, and the answer, Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. Hope you got that. Number 8, who discovered penicillin? As I say, a quiz favourite, Alexander Fleming. And he didn't really make the most of it, as you probably also know. But Alexander Fleming shared the Nobel Prize, I believe. And number 9 on the periodic table, the symbol for potassium is the letter K. K for calcium, I believe. K, anyway, for potassium. And Alan Turing and the code-breakers of Bletchley Park cracked the Enigma code. The Enigma code, as I'm sure many of you remember and knew. So, those are the answers. Hope you did well. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you again, Stephen, for those questions for the first part of the quiz. He will be back. He has 10 more questions to come shortly. Let's go through the answers to round 3. I've just been rendered speechless by something, but I'll tell you in a second. I'll give you the answers for these first. So round 3, name the cities for these. So number 1 was Las Vegas. Number 2 was New York. Number 3 was Sydney. That'd be in the Sydney Opera House there. Number 4, London, my hometown. Number 5 was Berlin. Number 6 was Washington, DC. Number 7 is Tokyo. Number 8, name the country, Gibraltar. Number 9 is Glasgow. And finally, number 10 is Monaco. Name the principality. It was Monaco. Okay, so we're going to give you the next 20 questions in about 30 seconds. I'll let you add up your scores. But while you're doing that, while Stephen was giving his answers, I had a quick look at the fundraising total, and it is, well, as I look at it now, it's at just under £69,000. The reason I was broadsided while Stephen was doing his bit, in the briefing pack that I had from Alzheimer's Research UK, they said, Mattioli Woods, they're match funding up to a maximum £15,000. They may go a little bit higher. Just through Alex and through Alzheimer's Research UK, they've just confirmed Mattioli Woods are now going to match fund that first £50,000 that's raised. So essentially, let me refresh that again very quickly. Essentially, it's just about to tick over 70,000. So essentially, we've now raised £120,000 for Alzheimer's Research UK tonight, and obviously it's still going up. So on behalf of Alzheimer's Research UK, thank you so much for everything that you've done and the donations tonight, and a massive thank you to the guys at Mattioli Woods who are obviously watching. So thank you very much for joining us, and for them match funding that first £50,000. So thank you very much to them. Oh, I've just realised I'm about to go. I've just realised I've not put my video on for the next one. There we go. There's my mistake. That one, that one, that one. You have questions and not me. There we go. Right. So no, that's why. Let me get rid of that. It's not me. That's why. I'm sat there thinking my video's not there. It's because round 4. Let's give you round 4 then. So we've got round 4 and round 5 to come. So round 4 is brought to you again by the wonder, the marvel, the magician, Mr. Stephen Fry. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. You really are splendid. You're doing magnificently. And it's now time for round 4, which is another general knowledge round. General knowledge. Okay, are you ready for question 1? 1. Which part of the atom has no electric charge? Which part of the atom has no electric charge? Okay, let's go for question 2. Which of the planets in our solar system has the greatest gravitational pull? Which of the planets in our solar system has the greatest gravitational pull? There you go. You got that one? Need another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 seconds. Okay, we'll come to number 3. Whose autobiography is entitled Dreams from My Father? Who wrote an autobiography with the title Dreams from My Father? I'll let you think about that one. All righty then. So now it's time for question 4. Which Stephen King novel takes part in the Overlook Hotel? Which Stephen King novel takes place, I should have said, well, the question should have said, frankly, it was badly written. Which Stephen King novel takes place in the Overlook Hotel? Overlook, Overlook, as in to overlook. I expect you know that one. Which Stephen King novel takes place in the Overlook Hotel? Okay. Now we're coming up to question 5. And question 5 is, which TV chef is one of Norwich City Football Club's majority shareholders? The colour I'm wearing, there's no yellow, but I happen to be a Norwich City. I didn't set this question, but I happen to be a Norwich City Football Club supporter. I used to be on the board, in fact. Which TV chef is one of Norwich City Football Club's majority shareholders? I expect you're all saying the same thing. You're all shouting the same chant. Right. Okay. You've either written down the question to return to it, or you've answered it, so it's probably time for question number 6. Which ingredient is included in a dish when a food is described as à la Florentine, or in a Florentine style? Florentine, as in the city of Florence, I guess. So which ingredient is included in a dish when the food is à la Florentine? In a Florentine style. Think about that. Florentine. There you go. The foodies amongst you might know that one. Okay, let's go to number 7. Number 7. Oscar-winning actress Olivia Colman comes from which UK county? What's the home county? Not the home county in the sense of the home counties, but which county does Oscar-winning actress Olivia Colman hail from? Where's she from? See if you know the answer to that. Proudly, I'm sure. So, Olivia Colman. Question 8. What C, as in letter C, what C is the collective noun for a group of camels? What's a group of camels known as a collective noun? It begins with the letter C, as does the word camel, of course. So what C is the collective noun for a group of camels? Interesting. Hope you're having a good time, everybody, by the way. It's all about having a good time and supporting Alzheimer's Research UK, a fabulous charity. Really are. Okay, time for question 9. Which recent Disney Plus TV show gave us Baby Yoda? On which Disney Plus channel TV show can you find, or were we given, Baby Yoda? Have you seen it? I'm sure you might have heard of it. Baby Yoda made an appearance, a first appearance, at the end of the first episode of this particular Disney Plus TV show. All we need is the name of the show, which I expect you know. Which leaves us with the last question of all in this round. The last question I'm going to give you. You'll see me again when I give answers, of course. And this is question 10 then. The capital of Greece is named after which goddess? Capital of Greece is named after which goddess? There you are. I'll give you 10 seconds to think about that. Okay. And now it's back to the marvel that we call the Jester. Jay, over to you. Oh, you're over there.
I'm actually on top of you in theory, but oh no, I shouldn't have said that. That sounds a bit odd. Anyway, and the Jester, that's going to stick. Right, thank you again, Stephen, for those 10 great questions. So we've got sort of sports, hobbies, leisure, a bit of everything really to finish you off. And we start then with question 1. Which Formula 1 driver announced he will be leaving Ferrari? So which Formula 1 driver announced he will be leaving Ferrari? And then announced this morning that Ferrari are taking one of my favourite team's drivers. Thanks. So which Formula 1 driver announced he'll be leaving Ferrari for number 1? Number 2, which teams line up against each other in a 2-3-5 formation? So which teams line up against each other in a 2-3-5 formation? You can't do anything other than that formation. I've just realised in 8 weeks, other than giving answers away, I've not really given many hints, so there's one, maybe a bit of a clue. Number 3, featuring black question cards and white answer cards, what game is described as bringing out the worst in people? So featuring black question cards and white answer cards, what game is described as bringing out the worst in people? Question 4, sticking with card games, which table card game are you bust if you go over 21? So which table card game are you bust if you go over 21? Number 5, Andrew Freddie Flintoff was famous in which sport? So Andrew Freddie Flintoff was famous in which sport? Ooh, that says question 8. Let me go that way. No, it is question 6. Question 6. Karaoke is a Japanese word that translates to what? In English. Yeah, that would make more sense. So this is number 6. Ignore the number 8. Number 6. Karaoke is a Japanese word that translates to what in English? Number 7. What is the colour of the centre of an archery board? So what is the colour of the centre of an archery board? I think I know what's gone wrong here, so it might only be 49 questions tonight. I did check through these earlier. He says. No, I did check through them earlier. But I've got a funny feeling it's number 6 for some reason's overwritten. But it wouldn't be one of my quizzes without something going wrong, would it? So, and thankfully Stephen Fry's bits have all gone perfectly, so that's fine. Yeah, that's from last week. Right. So we'll skip straight through to number 9. So there is no number 8 in this round. So number 9, 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is known as what? So 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is known as what? I do know what the question was. I just won't be able to put it up on screen. So I will ask it at the end of this round. So apologies for those of you who do rely on the slides, but I will ask it at the end of the round. And finally then your last question for the quiz, number 10. Complete the sequence. NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, then what? So NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, and then what? So the question that was missing, if you were to hit the bullseye with 3 darts in darts, what would you score? So apologies if, let's say, for those who haven't got the slides on the screen, but yes, so if you were to hit the bullseye, 3 darts, with 3 darts, what would you score? A lot of people have offered to proofread the slides and stuff. It might sound odd, but I do go through them, and I do appreciate sort of the offers and stuff. But yeah, just sort of keeps it a bit more natural. It's not polished. It's nowhere near professional. Right, so that is the end of the quiz. So we're going to give you a few minutes just to go through your answers. I'm conscious we're running a bit longer than we do normally. I've got a video to play. We have been raising, Alzheimer's Research. Let me just give you an update on that before I do anything else. So not including the money from Mattioli Woods, it's at £93,000, which is absolutely incredible. So on behalf of Alzheimer's Research UK, thank you very much. I've got a video to play here. I'm just going to push play. I'll see you in about 40 seconds.
Hi, this is a message for Jay Flynn. This is Craig Glenday, Editor-in-Chief at Guinness World Records. I'm just calling to say congratulations on the phenomenal success of your virtual pub quiz, which was seen by over 182,000 people. I can also confirm that Guinness World Records has recognised this as the most viewers for a quiz YouTube live stream. So Jay, congratulations. You are officially amazing. I'd love to present this in person, but I can't, so please accept it virtually. Congratulations.
We got it. It was confirmed this morning, and I know that was cheesy as out, but I thought if it was good enough for Joe Wicks, it was good enough to us. So thank you so much for Craig taking the time to record that earlier, and thank you to each and every single one of you watching this. We got it. It was confirmed a couple of days ago, and I've had to keep my gob shut. Someone did find out because it went up onto Guinness's site, but yeah, we got it. So thank you so much to every one of you. We're going to frame that and put that up. Thank you also to everyone at Guinness for pulling all of the stops out to get that recognised as well. So thank you so much. It's just another incredible thing that's come out of these 8 weeks, and it's just no signs of stopping, and I have no intention of stopping. I'm here for, as I said, until no one else is watching, I will be here. So thank you very much, all of you, for playing along. So we'll give you another couple of minutes just to get your answers together. I've got a tiebreaker as well tonight, so don't worry about that if you need it. That's all set, ready to go. Alex is messaging me in the corner of my eye. We are trending at number 2 on Twitter, which is great. So thank you very much. Yeah, no, I know. I'm aware of it. So I'm just being told as well, if you're on the Facebook page, please stick to our Facebook page. There is some dodgy ones going round. We try to clear as many of the links off as we can. Our Facebook page is, I think it's up to like 170,000 people following it. If there's a link on the page, please stick to in the body of the, you know, where I type my stuff at the beginning. Please don't click on any links that are in the actual body of the text, in the comments, because we just can't confirm, you know, any of them. And there are a bunch of scammers who I picked up on one and reported it to Facebook. In fact, I picked up on 2 this afternoon, and my wife Sarah's just picked up on another one then. So please stick to the main part of our Facebook page, and stick to, you know, the links and stuff that are in there, and obviously what Alex is doing on Twitter and on Instagram. Right, let's give the answers for the final time this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Stephen Fry.
Once more, I thank you, Jay, and let me give you the answers to round 4's general knowledge questions. Question 1 was, which part of the atom has no electric charge? And that's the neutron. Of course, the electron is a negative charge, but it is a charge. So it is neutron. Number 2, which planet has the greatest gravitational pull? And that's the planet Jupiter. The biggest planet, the biggest gravitational pull, the greatest gravitational pull. Number 3, whose autobiography is entitled Dreams from My Father? Well, the answer to that is Barack Obama. Big cheers coming from those who got that. Number 4, the Stephen King novel that takes place in the Overlook Hotel is, of course, The Shining. And haven't we all been feeling a bit like Jack Nicholson from time to time over the last month or so? So, number 5, which TV chef is one of the majority shareholders? She's joint shareholder. It's Delia Smith, is joint majority shareholder with her husband, Michael Wynne-Jones. So the answer to that is good old Delia Smith. I hope you knew that, and I hope you wish Norwich City well. Number 6, the ingredient that's needed to make a foodstuff dish a la Florentine is spinach, of course, spinach. So eggs Benedict are eggs Benedict, but when they're eggs Florentine, they have spinach, and so on. Number 7, the Oscar-winning actress Olivia Colman has the privilege, the great good fortune, to be from Norfolk, as am I. But again, I didn't set that question, but it's nice to see anyway. Yes, Olivia Colman is, as in Colman's mustard, of course. Now, which C is the collective noun, question 8, which C is the collective noun for a group of camels? And that, you might have worked out, is a caravan of camels. You think of those caravans on the Silk Road and elsewhere, not the caravan that you drive, but anyway, that's what they are, caravans. Number 9, which recent Disney Plus TV show gave us Baby Yoda? The Mandalorian. Like the one I cut my finger on. No, that was a mandolin. The Mandalorian does sound a bit like a musical instrument, but that was the movie, the TV show, of course. The Star Wars genre stuff. So the last question, number 10, is the capital of Greece was named after which goddess? Athena, or you could have put Pallas Athena or Pallas Athene. Any of those variations she was known as. To the Romans, she was Minerva, but I don't think that would be the right answer, do you? So I'm sure you got Athena, the patroness of the capital of Greece, Athens. Wow, thank you so much for having me tonight. I've had such fun. It's taken, it's just been a real pleasure for me to read you these questions, and I hope you've done well. And above all, I want to thank you so much for your support with this magnificent charity. And good luck with your scores. Enjoy the rest of the quiz. Mwah. Bye-bye.
So a massive thank you very much for Stephen for supporting Alzheimer's Research UK and joining us tonight. Apologies, the slides froze and I was pushing the button to move them on and it didn't move on, so apologies for that they went up on screen. But as always, Stephen is articulate as he always is, and the consummate professional had the answers for you. So let's give you the answers then to the final round. So which Formula 1 driver announced he'll be leaving Ferrari at the end of the season? It is Sebastian Vettel. Number 2, which teams line up against each other in a 2-3-5 formation? It is table football. There we go, it froze again. Number 3, featuring black question cards and white answer cards, what game is described as bringing out the worst in people? It is Cards Against Humanity. Number 4, which table card game are you bust if you go over 21? It's, well, pontoon or blackjack. You can accept both answers because it's one and the same thing, so whichever of those answers you gave. Number 5, Andrew Freddie Flintoff was famous in which sport? It was cricket. Number 6, see this, right, so this is the question that shuffled itself about now. But number 6, so the question I gave at the end, hitting the centre of a dartboard with 3 darts will score you how many points? It's 150. Slides are having a wobble. So yes, that's what was put as number 6. Karaoke is a Japanese word that translates to what? Empty orchestra. So you've probably written that down as question number 6. So karaoke is a Japanese word that translates to what? Number 7, what is the colour of the centre of an archery board? It is yellow. Then we had 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is known as what? It is a turkey. And finally, number 10, complete the sequence. NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64 and GameCube. And if you did miss that answer, so I gave it at the end, sort of not on the slide, but it's been up there, it's 150. Okay, so that is your quiz. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh no, hang on, I'm not going yet. I've got the tiebreak for you if you need it, and I know a lot of you have been using it as a bonus. So let us know how you've got on. The hashtag is just there. So if you let us know how you've done, and Alex will get on with sharing them as usual. And as usual, I've not got it. But if I do that, if you know, just hold up a piece of paper, write your score and everything on there, and let us know how you got on with your scores. We love to see how you did. Let's put your tie-break question up then. No. Hopefully not one single one of the 170 odd thousand that are watching were listening to Radio 2 this morning when I gave this as their tie-break. So how long in miles is the River Thames? I forgot I'd set this as a tie-break for tonight. I knew there was a reason it was in my head. So how long in miles is the River Thames? Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is, if you were listening this morning, you'll know, it's 215 miles, 215. So that is your quiz then for tonight. Let's give you an update, and it's just incredible, this. So without the match donation, I'll give you the first figure. So the first figure, just on your donations alone, is £104,111. That's as I read it now. It's just absolutely incredible. If you then add in the match donation from Mattioli Woods, as I'm reading that now, it's £154,000 that you as a community have raised tonight for Alzheimer's Research UK. So thank you. On behalf of them, thank you for your generosity, your just everything. Thank you so much for your support, as always. Massive thank you to Stephen Fry for coming along and being a part of our quiz and recording those questions. I know it took him, a long time to do. So again, thank you very much, Stephen. If you are watching, thank you so much for that. And that's it. That's all that's really left for me to say, other than, again, on behalf of Alzheimer's Research UK, thank you so much. All of the links and everything are down below in the description. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the Just Giving page, or if you want to let us know how you got on social media, jump across over there. I think Alex said we're still trending at number 2. Other than that, so there's no specialist quiz tomorrow night. That is because I have... we've got something special coming up for Friday nights, so we will talk more about that on Saturday. We've just got one final conversation about it tomorrow, and then we can confirm all the details, so I'll let you know on Saturday about that. So the next specialist quiz, next quiz will be Saturday night, same time as usual, 7:50. And then on Sunday there is a bumper sports round, so I've got a 30 question quiz going up at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. From me, thank you so much for everything so far. These last 48 hours have just been insane. They started off with being confirmed about the Guinness World Record, then the letter I received and everything else. So as always, thank you so much for your support. It means the absolute world to me, from everyone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the patrons, just all of you. Thank you so much. And as I said before, I'll be here until there is no one else watching, so I'm not going anywhere. And other than that, I will see you all soon. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. If I push the right button, let's try that.